Good morning, friends. So, we have done the chapter on motion. We did the concept of rest and motion. We saw the types of motion, the concept of distance and displacement. On the board, I've written the formula of speed. Speed is total distance traveled upon total time taken, and velocity is the rate of change of displacement. So, velocity is displacement upon time taken. One more formula we had done was acceleration. I'm going to write that formula on the board, and today we are going to try out a few numericals based on this formulae. The next formula is acceleration. Acceleration is change in velocity upon the time taken. So A is equal to V minus U upon T, where V is the final velocity, U is the initial velocity, T is the time taken. You can note this formula down in your book. So now we are going to try a few numericals based on this formulae. First numerical we have a rectangular park ABCD whose breadth is 120 meter and length is 150 meter. A jogger has started to run around this park. He starts from A to he moves to B, and from B he moves to C. Now you have to find the total distance traveled and his displacement when he has started from A and reached C. Now we know the formula of distance. Distance is the length of the actual path traveled by the body. So the distance is the length of the actual path traveled by the body. So distance is, he goes from A to B. So A to B, and then from B to C, that is BC. So the distance traveled is 120 plus 150 is 270 meter. The total distance the body is traveling, the jogger is traveling from A to C is 120 plus 150, that is 270 meter. But his displacement is the shortest distance from A to C. The shortest distance from A to C is AC. So his displacement is AC. And how do we find AC? We'll have to use the Pythagoras theorem. So AC square is AB square plus BC square equal to 120 square plus 150 square. That is 14400 plus 22500 equal to 36900. Now that is AC square. So to find AC, we have to find the square root. How will we find the square root of this? So this can be written as 9 into 100 into 41. 9 into 41 is 369 into 100. Now square root of 9 is 3, square root of 100 is 10, and square root of 41 is root 41. So we got 30 root 41 meter. So now you can see the first numerical, the difference between distance and displacement. Yes, distance and displacement. What have you seen? The jogger started at A, ran to B, ran to C. So the total distance he has run is A to B AB 120 meter, then B to C BC 150 meter. The total distance run is 270 meter, and is the shortest distance from A to C. So we have to find it by Pythagoras theorem. So by Pythagoras theorem we have did it, and we got AC as 30 root 41 meter. So the distance traveled is 270 meter while the displacement is 30 root 41 meter. Notice that the displacement is always lesser than the distance. The displacement is always lesser than the distance. Okay. Now we move on to the next numerical. In this second numerical, we have a circular path this time. There is a circular ground. A runner is running around this ground, and he has run 2.5 revolutions. How many revolutions? 2.5. In this case also, we have to find the distance he ran and his displacement from the starting position. So here we have got the radius is given as 20 meter. Radius is 20, so diameter will be 40 meter. radius is 20 meter, implies diameter is 40 meter. Now let us say the runner starts from A. He starts from A and is running 2.5 revolutions. So what is 2.5 revolutions? He starts from A, he takes one revolution, then he takes another one, makes 2.5, so he ends at B. So see again, he has ran 2.5 revolution, starts at A, one revolution, he runs a second revolution, and the third he runs only half, 2.5, so he ends at B. So the total distance he travels, to find the total distance, we should know the circumference of the circle. The formula for the circumference is 2 pi r. So one circle is 2 pi r, another circle is again 2 pi r. So we get the first circle 2 pi r, the second circle 2 pi r, but then only half the circle is pi r. So 2 pi r plus 2 pi r plus pi r is 5 pi r. The total distance he is running is 5 pi r. So we'll do 5 into 3.14 or 314 upon 100 into radius, we take 20. So total distance run is 5 pi r. We have got 5 20s are 20 and 20 cut, so 314 meter. He has taken 2.5 revolutions, running a distance of 314 meter. But the displacement, again, what is displacement? Displacement is the shortest distance between the initial position and the final position. So he started at A, took one round, took another round and half a round. So he ends at B. So the shortest distance is nothing but the diameter. Since the radius is 20, the diameter is 40. So the displacement is 40 meter. So you have seen the distance covered is 314 meter, but the displacement is only 40 meter. Now let us say the person started from A and ran 3 rounds. Now if he runs 3 rounds, he comes back to A. So the distance he traveled will be 2 pi r plus 2 pi r plus 2 pi r will be 6 pi r. If he runs 3 rounds, the distance traveled is 6 pi r. You can calculate, but his displacement this time will be 0. Yes, why? Because in 3 rounds he started at A. In the first round he came back at A. In the second round he came back at A, and the third round he came back at A. So when he is running 3 rounds, the initial position and the final position is the same, so the displacement will be 0. Okay? Now we have got a bike journey over here. A person is taking a journey on a bike. Now the bike has got an odometer. If you see in the head panel, there is an odometer where there are numbers shown. The numbers keep a track on the distance which the bike has covered. So let us say before starting the journey, the initial reading was 1600 on the bike. After the journey, the reading became 2000 on the odometer. So the initial reading of the odometer was 1600 and the final reading was 2000. And the time taken for the journey was 16 hours. Here we want to find out the average speed of the journey. Now remember why I am using the word average speed. Because when he is going on a journey on the bike, there are some places where he will have a high speed, some places he will have a low speed. So the instantaneous speed will be given by the speedometer, but here we have to only find out the average speed. That is the speed, the average speed of the whole journey. Again I repeat, the speedometer will tell you the instantaneous speed at any given time. So to see the speed at any time, we have to see the speedometer of the bike. But what are we doing here? We have only seen what is the distance, total distance traveled, how much time is taken, and let us find out the average speed. So here the distance traveled, yes, final reading is 2000 and initial reading was 1600. So if the number went from 1600 to 2000, so the distance traveled was 400 kilometer. Now what is the formula for average speed? Total distance traveled upon total time taken. Yes, in this case, the total distance traveled was 400 kilometer. Total time taken was 16 hours. So the average speed is 25 kilometer per hour. But this speed is in kilometer per hour. Can we convert the same into meter per second? To do that, what we need to do, it is 25 kilometer per hour. To convert kilometer into meter, I multiply by 1000 upon, to convert the hour into second, 1 hour is 60 seconds. So 1 hour is 60 seconds and 1 hour is 60 minutes and 1 minute is 60 seconds. So I have converted the hour into seconds, which gives me almost 6.9 meter per second. So I have found out the average speed both in kilometer per hour and meter per second. Here we are converting kilometer per hour to meter per second. In some cases we have to do that. Why we need to do that? Because we learned the SI unit of distance is meter and the SI unit of time is second. We can have the answer in kilometer per hour, but we convert to meter per second because they are the standard units. Now in the previous example we did it, but here we are now going to learn the method. How do we do it? If the speed is in kilometer per hour, 1 kilometer is 1000 meter. 1 hour is 60 minutes and 1 minute is 60 seconds. So 1 hour is 60 into 60 seconds, that is 3600 seconds. Now when we simplify this, we get 2 3s are 2 5s are. So we have got 5 upon 18 meter per second. So we'll see a few conversions. Suppose we have the speed 24 kilometer an hour. So 1 kilometer per hour is 5 by 18 meter per second. So to convert kilometer per hour into meter by second, you have to multiply by 5 by 18. So what will we do here? We'll multiply 24 into 5 by 18. 6 3s are 6 4s are. So it's 20 upon 3. 20 upon 3 is 6.67, you can say, meter per second. One more example. Suppose the speed is 54 kilometer an hour. To convert into meter per second, okay, right here 54 kilometer per hour. To convert into meter per second, I multiply into 5 by 18. 18 ones are, 18 threes are, so 15 meter per second. So remember this conversion. This is a very important conversion. To convert kilometer per hour to meter by second, we have to multiply by 5 by 18. So simply to convert meter per second to kilometer per hour, we will multiply with 18 upon 5. So an example. Suppose the speed is say 10 meter per second. So how do we convert into kilometer per hour? 10 into 18 by 5. 5 ones are, 5 twos are, 36 kilometer per. Numerical is an object travels 14 meter in 4 seconds and then another 16 meter in 2 seconds. What is the average speed of the object? So I've done it graphically on the board. The body travels 14 meter in 4 seconds, then 16 meter in 2 seconds. We have to find average speed. So again, what is the formula for average speed? Average speed is total distance traveled upon total time taken. Total time taken. So what is the total distance traveled? 14 plus 16. And what is the total time taken? 4 seconds plus 2 seconds. Plus 2 seconds. So you got 30 upon 6 equal to 5 meter per second. So this is the average speed of the object. Now why we have used the word average here, you can see what you can observe. For the first You observed the average speed of the journey has become 5 meter per second. But if you see individually, then the speed for this distance S1, the speed is 14 traveled upon 4 seconds, 3.5 meter per second. And for the second part of the journey, the speed S2 is distance upon time is 8 meter per second. So if you notice this, the first part of the journey, that is 14 meters, was traveled in 4 seconds. So the speed here, average speed at this part A to B was 3.5, and from B to C the speed was 16 by 2, that is 8 meter per second. But looking overall journey, the total distance traveled from A to C is 14 plus 16, that is 30, and the total time taken is 4 seconds plus 2 seconds, that is 6 seconds. So 30 upon 6 gives us 5 meter per second. Starting from rest, a car attains a speed of 5 meter per second in 20 seconds. After a certain journey, by applying brake, the speed comes down to 3 meter per second in 6 seconds. We have to find the acceleration in both cases. Now the car started from rest. So in case 1, the car started from rest. So initial velocity is 0. The final velocity, the car attained a speed of 5 meter per second, and the time taken to attain the speed was 20 seconds. So acceleration of the first case, A1, should be V minus U upon T, or 5 minus 0 upon 20 equal to 4 upon 20 equal to 0.2 meter per second square. So the acceleration of the car in the first case was 0.2 meter per second square. Yes, I hope you have understood this. Sorry, it is 0.25 meter per second square. 4 upon 20 is 0.25. This was case 1. It started from rest, so initial velocity is 0, attained a speed of 5 meter per second, so final velocity is 5 meter per second, and time taken was 20 seconds. Since the speed is increasing, you can see the acceleration is positive. Now for the case 2. In case 2, the car is now traveling with the speed of 5 meter per second. Yes, it is traveling. By applying the brakes, the velocity is decreasing and becoming 3 meter per second. But the time taken for the decrease is 6 seconds. So acceleration in this case will be V minus U upon T equal to 3 minus 5 upon 6 minus 2 by 6 or minus 1 by 3 meter per second square. So here you can see the acceleration is negative. Negative acceleration means the velocity is decreasing in this case. So there are two cases here again. The car went from 0 meter per second to 5 meter per second in 20 seconds with acceleration of 0.25 meter per second square. And it comes from 5 meter per second to 3 meter per second by applying a brake in 6 seconds. So the deceleration or the retardation is 1 by 3, or acceleration is minus 1 by 3 or 0.33 meter per second square. So this is a particular example of acceleration. Okay.